All right, everybody, what's going on, man? It is Monday, June 25th, I believe. Month is almost over with. Finally got the move out of the way. Still got some odds and ends to pick up at the other house or whatnot. But all the big stuff and the moving and hanging up stuff, it's all finished. But anyway, guys, I was on the way home. I was thinking about Dak Prescott once again. Training camp is about less than a month away. Football season is right around the corner. Now, with the loss of Dez, the loss of Witten and others, especially Dez and Witten, Dak Prescott needs a number one receiver. He needs a go-to receiver. We got Hearns and Michael Gallup, and we still got Cole Beasley and Terrence Williams, which they need to cut his punk ass. But will Dak, with the pieces that we have, with the pieces that Dak has, will he be an elite elite quarterback this year? I believe so, with the help of the offensive line and with the help of the running game. 2016, Dak Prescott was in the discussion of being an elite quarterback. 2017, he kind of fell off a little bit. Y'all know the story on that season last year. Rough season. Offensive line beat up. Ezekiel Elliott suspension, back on, back off again, all that off the field stuff. Really not a good season for the Dallas Cowboys 2017. So Dak Prescott's numbers obviously kind of dropped a little bit, and his name kind of fell out of the discussion of an elite quarterback. Now, that was just Dak Prescott's second season going into his third, which is this season. I believe with a strong offensive line, a good running game, and the mobile ability of Dak Prescott, he will be back into discussion this season and years to come as an elite quarterback in this league. A lot of us have gave up on him already, and that's really not a good idea because it takes quarterbacks, I've said this a million times, it takes quarterbacks at least 4 years to be good. Romo was great at his position because he was able to sit on the bench for 3 to 4 years and learn. Quarterbacks, those are your best quarterbacks, the quarterbacks that sit on the bench and learn behind, great quarterbacks that are already in front of them. Those are the best quarterbacks, the ones that come off the bench. Now they're pushing quarterbacks in the water without them even being able to swim. So they're just pushing them out there because they're so desperate for quarterbacks now. Dak is a tough guy. He's a tough cookie. He can take a hit, take a licking, and keep on ticking. He can run the ball himself if need be. So I believe accuracy, all that stuff, will get better. We'll get better with time. Us as fans have to allow that first. If we keep, dogging him, Dak Prescott's not going anywhere. He's our guy. Unless Jason Garrett or somebody sees otherwise, an injury or whatever. But Dak's our quarterback. Love it or hate it. He's our guy. So us as fans got to stop, dogging him and let him do his thing. Give him time to do his thing. Just like we gave Troy Aikman time to do his thing. Joe Montana and so on and so on and so on. All those great quarterbacks, they needed time to get better. Quarterback is a serious position. And you're the captain of the team. You're the leader. But I believe, back on Dak, I believe that he will be an elite receiver, back up to that status, and he will be in the conversation I keep saying receiver. He will be in the conversation of an elite quarterback. It's hot, man, long day at work. But that's all I got, guys, man. Like I say, those key things. We got some pretty good receivers. I still wish we still had Dez. Jalen Smith, there was a tweet yesterday or today or something like that. Jalen Smith said he had a dream that Dez Bryant signed back with the Dallas Cowboys. So that lets you know that a lot of those players didn't want to see Dez go either. You had the group that did, and you had the group that didn't. But now we don't have a number one. We won't find that out until the season starts. You can do anything and you can look good in practice or in training camp, but it really doesn't matter until that season starts when we'll find out who our number one guy is. Every quarterback needs a number one guy, a go-to guy, if you will. But that's all I got, guys, man. Make sure y'all stay cowboyed up because you never know what the day is going to bring you. Holla back at your boy. I'm out.
Franchise of the new Alliance of American Football, a pro league that will get started in the spring. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Dez Bryant, released by the Cowboys, still without a team. Are you surprised by that?
I am surprised that he's without a team. I was surprised that he turned down the Baltimore offer. I thought that was an offer that was going to exceed anything that he was going to get on the free agent market. So when he turned that one down, I think you send a message too to the rest of the league that probably has their financial parameters in place as to what they would like to sign you at. And when you say no to that, well, he's definitely going to say no to what we're going to offer, because we can't even come close to those numbers. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think he'll get signed at some point. He's too talented. But this has been a big learning experience for him. And, you've got a window when you're young to set yourself on a financial path. And, obviously he did that with the one big contract he signed here with Dallas. But I think he missed an opportunity with another opportunity to sign a very good contract with the Baltimore Ravens after being released by the Cowboys.
As a general manager, would there be anything about Dez's personality that would scare you away?
I don't know him well enough to say that. I'd have to sit down with him and talk to him. I'd have to talk to the people that had spent a lot of time with him in the past to get that information. But obviously there's something out there that is causing a little bit of pause with some of these teams to bring him in. So I think mainly it's financial. It's a tough time of the year, to make the additions like that to your roster. So we'll wait to see what happens. But there's going to be injuries in training camp. At some point, somebody's going to find the right number to get him in at. It's going to be something that Dez and his group agrees is a fair offer, and he'll come in. And then I hope he uses that opportunity to go out. And I'm learning this. I used to try to prove people wrong. Now you want to start to try to prove people right. Start to prove the people right in your camp that believed in you through this whole process, that you do have the skills left to be a good player here in the NFL.
And you don't think the team that eventually signs him will be the Cowboys again? There's just been a little bit of buzz about that. That would be highly unusual, obviously. Have you heard anything in that regard at all?
I've heard nothing in regards to them bringing him back. So I would be surprised at that if that was to happen. That to me that would be something bad for Dez, because that would mean the value on the free market had dropped to a point where Dallas felt it was good for them to get back into that situation, which means that would be a very, very low contract offer. So that would not be a good thing for Dez Bryant.
All right, we close with Daryl Johnson.
And the only thing else I got to say is,